When I was younger and I dreamed about being in the World Series, I couldn't even dream how good it was going to feel.
Sort of a perfect end to almost a perfect season.
This part that we're able to share with the fans in this parade, it's overwhelming, it really is.
This is a team that got swept, you know, and we got, I don't know, a couple of 100,000 people out here today, and so it's really special.
They may have had more people at their parade in New York today, but we had more heart right here.
I just want to say thank you, this is incredible.
It is more than a baseball game. It's the greatest thing that I've ever experienced.
Everyone on this team feels so fortunate to do what we're doing, but it's nothing without you guys.
As they wrap up the division series, final score, San Diego 6, Houston 1.
What a ride in '98, the most splendid season ever for the San Diego Padres. What people do not know, the season really started at the end of the 1997 season, when despite the last place finish, the San Diego faithful stayed behind to say thank you to the beloved San Diego Padres. And the promise the Padres gave the fans was they would return in 1998 a better team. The Padres knew to win the war in the National League West, they would need a buildup of arms. And in November 1997, General Manager Kevin Towers went to work. First acquisition Towers made was acquiring right-hand pitcher Brian Boehringer. And the next day, he traded for Dan Miceli and Donnie Wall. And just before Christmas 1997, the biggest gift of all for the Padre fans was Kevin Towers acquiring Kevin Brown from the Florida Marlins. The Padres also strengthened the staff when Dave Stewart, special assistant to Kevin Towers, added pitching coach to his duties. Stewart focused on providing pitchers with tools to navigate challenging situations and making endgame adjustments, drawn on his own experience as a successful pitcher. And as spring training began in Peoria, Arizona, the team chemistry started. A speech by manager Bruce Bochy drove it home to begin the 1998 season. Bochy said, "You need to believe you are that good. I believe in you, and you need to believe in yourselves." And the Padres were ready to go. The last day of March 1998 was the first day of regular season. And immediately Kevin Brown showed why he belonged among baseball's elite pitchers. Brown held the Reds to just 2 runs, and he helped himself at the plate as well. The Padres started the opening road trip in 1998 with 4 wins and 2 losses. And the Padres had revealed this team's heart, grit, and spirit they would bring to the park daily in 1998. Padres' opening game of the 1998 season was a home game against the Cincinnati Reds. The Padres won the game 3-2 with a game-winning sacrifice fly by Greg Vaughn in the bottom of the 10th inning. And the Padres went on to sweep the Reds in the opening series. On April 10, 1998, the San Diego Padres played a regular season game against the Arizona Diamondbacks at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. This was a notable game because Padres center fielder Steve Finley hit a walk-off grand slam in the 9th inning to give the Padres the victory after trailing 4-2 in the 8th inning. This was the 10th game of the Padres' 1998 season, improving their record to 8 wins and 2 losses. San Diego Padres played the San Francisco Giants, the defending division champs, for several road games. The results were mixed, but the Padres ultimately won the season series against the San Francisco Giants. After some growing pains and changes, the bullpen began to gel. As a result, when the game grew longer, the San Diego Padres got even better. One week, in April, they won in the 10th inning, and in Chicago, the 14th inning, and back at home, a 16-inning marathon. The San Diego Padres had a total of 14 extra inning games in 1998. In May of 1998, the first rain out in San Diego in 15 years. One thing there was no dampening of was Greg Vaughn's bat. As the team struggled to stay healthy, Vaughn stepped up to the plate, homering 5 times in 7 days. After a disappointing 1997 season that saw Vaughn platoon in left field, 1998 was Greg Vaughn's career year, as he set career numbers and setting the Padres' home run record with hitting 50 home runs. The 1998 Padres were a scrappy bunch, playing beat up, banged up, but always pumped up. Despite injuries, the Padres stayed in first place every day of May of 1998. They were doing it with great pitching, timely hitting, and a defense they could count on day in and day out. With guys like Chris Gomez, Kilvio Veras, Steve Finley, every day was D-Day.
Could be trouble. Oh, what a play by Chris Gomez! Finley digging hard, running out of room, leaps and crashes into the wall and makes the catch. He's gonna fall in. Vaughn makes a great play. Oh, yeah. To deep right field, Tony Gwynn back, feeling for the wall, leaps and makes the catch! Taking a home run away from McRae.
As the calendar moved to June, it turned out to be the most challenging month of 1998 for the San Diego Padres. After 2 losses to interleague rival Texas, the Padres were knocked out of first place for the first time since Week 1. However, the Padres turned it around in the 3rd game against the Texas Rangers. With a win, the Padres beat the Rangers 17-8. And the Padres did not look back. After sweeping the Cincinnati Reds, the Padres faced a 10-day battle against divisional foes, the San Francisco Giants and LA Dodgers. San Francisco and San Diego were in a divisional race for first place, and the LA Dodgers were not far behind. It would be the pivotal stretch of the championship season. And the wins continue. A sweep of the San Francisco Giants sealed the deal for the San Diego Padres. But not far behind them in the divisional race was the LA Dodgers. However, some timely hits by the San Diego Padres and the ball bouncing from the baseball gods, the Padres held off the LA Dodgers. However, another test loomed against the San Francisco Giants. The first of a 4-game series in San Francisco was a nail-biter. And on June 21st, 1998, the Padres beat the Giants 7-6. And on the next day, the Padres tied their team record with 11 straight wins. In 10 days, the Padres went from tied for first to a 5-game divisional lead. In 1998, manager Bruce Bochy had a knack for choosing the right guy at the right time. His ability to use the entire bench earned him the Sporting News Manager of the Year in 1998. The Friar Faithful were the 10th man in 1998. If the fans could not get a seat at the stadium, they were watching on Channel 4 San Diego. That year, over 130 games were broadcasted. With a strong hold on first place, the team went to the trade deadline, and the Padres acquired Jim Leyritz to add to the team. One thing about the 1998 Padres, they knew when to cut loose and have fun. And I tell you what, they were coming together as a team. You definitely could tell there was something special about this team. The camaraderie and the fun times that they had in 1998 were infectious. As the calendar moved to July 1998, 5 Padres were showcased at the All-Star Game in Denver, Colorado. Kevin Brown, Andy Ashby, Trevor Hoffman, Tony Gwynn, and Greg Vaughn. And the Padres definitely showcased during the All-Star Game. After the All-Star Game, the Padres were happy to get back no other than Ken Caminiti. And Ken Caminiti's bat definitely came at the right time. In July of 1998 included a franchise record 6 home runs in a game against Cincinnati and a series win against the St. Louis Cardinals.
What a display by the Padres tonight. 6 home runs, and they're having some fun.
The Rally Bandit would show up in 1998 from time to time. And when the game was on the line, most nights, it was a different Padre bringing home the rally.
Oh, deep left field, way back, ball game, it's over. The Rally Bandits steal one.
And the pitching was stellar. In midsummer, Joey Hamilton won 5 straight decisions, and Andy Ashby matured to one of the game's best, winning 9 of 10 with a 75-pitch gem versus Colorado. And Kevin Brown reeled off an incredible string of 11 wins in a row to become the Padres' single-season strikeout king. And who can forget Sterling Hitchcock tied a club record with a dominating performance against Montreal with 15 strikeouts. And no one can forget Trevor Hoffman in the 1998 season. In 1998, the Hall of Famer converted 41 consecutive saves. Trevor Hoffman had 54 times to shut down the opponent, and he did so 53 times. As the calendar moved to September 1998, if one game summed up the season in which fans and players never gave up, would be September 12th versus the division foe, LA Dodgers. The Padres needed one more win to clinch the NL West championship. However, the Dodgers were set to play spoiler. Things began to look grim for the San Diego Padres, and players and fans desperately hoped someone would get something started. Instead of leaving, Friar Faithful kept the faith. Then something magical happened. Wally Joyner sparked the comeback.
Second, and here's a line drive down the left field line, base hit. Greg Myers will come in to score. Sheets being waved home, and he will score. Ball four, and the bases are loaded. Ball four, Malicki walks in a run to make it 7-4. That hit him. That'll bring another one home. Ball four, and another run comes in. It's 7-6. Can you believe this? The crowd has just taken over, almost imploring the Padres to win this game. Kilvio jumps on the first pitch, hits it in the air to left. Here comes Greg Myers. The Padres have tied it up. He rips one into left field. The Padres take the lead. One more out to go, and the Padres are the champions of the National League West. Struck him out, and the Padres have done it. The Padres reign as the 1998 National League Western Division champions.
In a remarkable scene, the Padres left the clubhouse celebration to celebrate on the field with the Friar Faithful.
You stand here, you cheer, you stick it out till the end, they come back and they win it for you. That's what it's all about.
This is just the maiden voyage, I guess you could say, or the start of our voyage.
In the final game of the 1998 regular season, Greg Vaughn hit his 50th home run, and Trevor Hoffman earned his 53rd save. And the team finished with a franchise record 98 wins. San Diego's new boys of summer were ready to compete in the fall. The playoffs began in Houston versus Randy Johnson, the Big Unit, and the Astros. The game was a pitching match, and Kevin Brown put on a pitching display with 16 strikeouts. However, a win would not come easy. The game was scoreless until the top of the sixth, when Tony Gwynn hit a shot down the left field line and got a double. And Jim Leyritz would come up to bat and hit a sacrifice fly to score Tony Gwynn for the Padres to go up 1-0. And in the eighth, Greg Vaughn came to the plate to give the Padres a 2-0 lead. Trevor Hoffman would come in to close the game out in the ninth. However, the Astros would not go away quietly as they scored a run, and then the Padres ended up winning 2-1. In Game 2 of the series, the Astros were up 4-2 in the ninth when Jim Leyritz came up to bat with a runner on and 2 outs. Jim Leyritz hit a home run and the Padres tied it up in the top of the ninth. However, the Astros won in the bottom of the ninth, 5-4. With the series now tied 1-1, the San Diego Padres, Friar Faithful, greeted the San Diego Padres players at home. With the home crowd behind them, the San Diego Padres, Tim Flannery, said 2 in a row, and the Padres fans went crazy. Padres manager Bruce Bochy gambled in Game 3, starting Kevin Brown with only 3 days rest. The gamble did pay off, as Kevin Brown went 6 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 run. However, when Kevin Brown left the game, he left the bases loaded. The Padres brought in Dan Miceli to close it out, and in one of his career highlights, Miceli struck out the side, getting out of what could have been a very frightful inning. Jim Leyritz came up to bat and hit a home run and put the Padres up 2-1 and assisted the Padres to win Game 3. And now the series, the Padres were winning 2-1. In Game 4, the Houston Astros went back to their ace, Randy Johnson. And for a team to beat Randy Johnson twice in a playoff series, it was no easy task. However, for Jim Leyritz, he became the Padres' 1998 Mr. October. San Diego Padres starter Sterling Hitchcock pitched the gem of a game, striking out 11, and he left the game tied 1-1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Padres got the break they needed. And for the second game in a row, Bruce Bochy relied on Miceli to come in and strike out the side. With the Astros ace out of the game, the Padres' bats came alive in the 8th inning. Hall of Famer Trevor Hoffman would come in to close out the game, and the Padres would win 6-1 and win the series against the Houston Astros. In the National League Championship Series, the Padres would face the Atlanta Braves and the 3 Cy Young Award-winning pitching staff of Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and Game 1 starter John Smoltz. After a 2-hour rain delay in Atlanta, the game did not disappoint. However, bad news for the Padres, as Greg Vaughn left the game with a strained thigh. However, with Vaughn out of the game, young Ruben Rivera of the San Diego Padres came in to showcase on the national stage. Game 1 was a close game that went into extra innings, when no other than Ken Caminiti hit a home run in the 10th inning to secure the win for the San Diego Padres. With Greg Vaughn now sidelined, the Padres went to pitcher Kevin Brown to face Tom Glavine. And Kevin Brown pitched a 3-hit shutout, leading the Padres to a 3-0 victory, and for the Padres to go up in the series 2-0 versus Atlanta. Padres headed home to San Diego with a 2-0 series lead versus the Atlanta Braves. A sold-out crowd at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, California, saw another pitcher's duel between no other than Sterling Hitchcock of the Padres and Greg Maddux of the Atlanta Braves. And Sterling Hitchcock helped himself out with getting a base hit to get on base, and then Steve Finley got up to bat and drove in Sterling Hitchcock to tie the game 1-1. The Padres went up 2-1 and were leading the game when Steve Finley scored. On the field, John Vanderwall and Jim Leyritz put on an amazing defensive play on the field, one of the best of the 1998 season. And in Game 3, the Padres continued their strong performance. In the 6th inning, the Atlanta Braves threatened to score. However, the Padres pitching fended them off, and the Padres ended up winning the Game 3 4-1. Game 4 went the Padres' way early, and it looked like they would sweep the Atlanta Braves. However, the Braves came back, and no other than Andres Galarraga hit a grand slam to secure Game 4 for the Atlanta Braves. The Padres had one more chance to win the pennant at home in San Diego in Game 5. It was a game for the ages. However, the Atlanta Braves ended up winning the close game 7-6. Game 6 of the 1998 National League Championship Series was held on October 14, 1998. The game was played at Turner Field in Atlanta, and Padres pitcher Sterling Hitchcock started the game and allowed only 2 hits over 5 scoreless innings, with 8 strikeouts. He was later named the NLCS MVP. The Padres offense broke the scoreless tie in the 6th inning, scoring 5 runs. Notably, Hitchcock contributed to the rally with a bloop hit that scored 2 runs, and the Padres bullpen then closed out the game with 4 hitless innings. The loss ended the Braves season, who had won 106 regular season games and were heavily favored in the series.
Drive left center field in the air, coming on quickly, Finley, he's under, he's got it, and the Padres drape the National League flag around their shoulders for 1998. Ho-ho, doctor!
For the first time since 1984, and only the second time ever, the San Diego Padres were the National League champions.
I can't explain it. I went out there and I gave the team 5 innings in both starts, but I mean, you look at the job the bullpen did in both games, and they were just unbelievable.
I mean, the ownership all the way down the bottom. I mean, we all been together. We all stay together, and everyone picks one another up, and it's been that way all year.
This is when you're a little kid and you're dreaming and you're watching it. One day you imagine yourself being there, and now we get the opportunity.
That's what it's all about. This is every player's dream, to go there and just experience this once is, plenty to handle. I'm telling you, I got shivers in my body, and it's crazy.
I'm just out of words. This is the best feeling I think I've ever had in my life.
We take this on behalf of these players out here and the passionate fans we have in San Diego and all over Baja California as well.
Now the Padres were headed to baseball's most hallowed ground, Yankee Stadium, for the World Series, and no player deserved a trip to the World Series more than Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. And for the 16th straight season, Tony waved that magic wand to hit above baseball's mark, above 300.
Long time coming. We've kind of gone through the ups and downs together. And the fact that we're going to the World Series right now, I can just imagine what it's like in San Diego right now.
Game 1 took place on October 17, 1998, at Yankee Stadium in New York. San Diego held a 5-2 lead entering the bottom of the 7th inning, with Greg Vaughn hitting 2 home runs and Tony Gwynn adding another for the Padres. However, the Yankees rallied for 7 runs in the bottom of the 7th, including a game-tying 3-run home run by Chuck Knobloch and a grand slam by Tino Martinez, securing the Game 1 victory. The Padres tried to bounce back in the first inning of Game 2 of the World Series, with 2 on and 2 outs, and Wally Joyner at the plate. And O'Neill's catch got the Yankees rolling, and they never looked back. The final score of Game 2 was 9-3, giving the Yankees a 2-0 lead in the World Series. Padres were so happy to be home in San Diego, California, in America's finest city. And Friar faithful packed Qualcomm Stadium with cheers and happy to see their beloved Padres. Game 3 took place on October 20th, 1998. As Game 3 kicked off, Sterling Hitchcock and Steve Finley kept the Yankees off the scoreboard early. The Padres had a 3-2 lead going into the 8th inning. However, the Yankees lineup was a juggernaut. Yankees third baseman Scott Brosius hit a 3-run home run off Padres closer Trevor Hoffman to give the Yankees the lead, and the Padres were unable to rally in the 9th inning against the Yankees closer Mariano Rivera. In Game 4 on October 21st, 1998, Friar faithful packed Qualcomm Stadium once again. The Padres starting pitcher Kevin Brown pitched his heart out, pitching well, throwing 8 innings with 8 strikeouts. However, the Padres offense was unable to score against the New York Yankees pitching. And the New York Yankees went on to sweep the San Diego Padres in the 1998 World Series. And this game would mark the end of the 98 World Series and the last postseason game ever to be played at Qualcomm Stadium. As many Padre fans' eyes filled with tears, many fans remained in the stands to applaud and show appreciation for the 98 San Diego Padres. The display of loyalty and gratitude was noted by players and observers who were all in attendance. Padres pitcher Sterling Hitchcock commented after the game on the significance of the fan support. He stated, "We would not have gotten here if it wasn't without the Friar faithful. We just want to say thank you." Padres owner John Morris was also struck by fans' reaction. He observed that the atmosphere felt more like the Padres were entering the 8th inning with a lead rather than having just lost the series. Even today, if you ask any Friar faithful about the 1998 San Diego Padres, they will tell you the 98 San Diego Padres season was a memorable one, culminating in their second National League Pennant in franchise history, and a team never to be forgotten. The San Diego Padres, particularly during their successful 1998 season, played a significant role in building the support necessary for the construction of now Petco Park. The San Diego Padres held a celebratory parade in downtown San Diego in 1998 after winning the National League Championship. More than 1,000 people attended the parade to celebrate the team's 98 achievement. The parade served not only as a celebration of the team's historic season, but also as a platform to promote Proposition C, a ballot measure for funding a new ballpark in San Diego. Padres players like Tony Gwynn and Mark Sweeney addressed the crowd, urgently inviting them to vote yes on the proposition. The 98 Padres season is considered one of the greatest in San Diego sports history, despite the team losing the World Series to the juggernaut New York Yankees. The team's success and the subsequent parade are remembered as a period of significant joy and community bonding for the city of San Diego, America's finest city.